Many of you have expressed your concerns about the new reformulation of Dior's OG concealer, the Dior Forever Skin Corrector. And today I'm bringing you a full flavor test review, side-by-side comparisons between the new formula versus the old formula. And not necessarily we have to go with the idea that a formulation has to go completely wrong. Obviously, we're going to prove it today. Not only that, well, you're going to be like, Jacqueline, you're putting the box on the side. Yes, I'm putting it on the side because I already did my unboxing on my Instagram and TikTok. So if you are not following me on Instagram and TikTok, I invite you to do so. If you're new here to my channel, welcome and welcome to all of you, my friends. I film in natural light, so if you see a little bit of change and variation of lighting, it is a gloomy day, winter day, rainy and super windy. And like I was telling you, I picked up the new Forever Skin Corrector in the shade 2W. Now on the previous version, I used the 2WP, and for some reason I couldn't find on the website 2WP, but perhaps it was because it was the launch date. So I will make sure to leave all the details of the products that I'm using today on the description box below, along with the links and all the details for your convenience, as well as frequently asked questions like my age. I'm on my 4th floor, over 40 years old, dry skin, mature skin, however you want to call it, a lot of fine lines under my eyes, blah blah blah. Aside to picking up the new concealer by Dior, I picked up their new primers, the Forever Glow Veil and then the Forever Velvet Veil. The Velvet Veil is supposed to give me more of a natural finish, so I'm going to try these today too. Let's just start first. As you can tell, I have no makeup on. I'm going to apply the new primers. On one side, I'm going to apply the Glow Veil, which is supposed to give me a glowy kind of finish. It does have more of like, kind of like a pearlized kind of finish. It kind of reminds me a little bit to the glazed donuts kind of nails that has been going viral for so long. And then on the other side, I'm going to apply the Forever Velvet Veil, which is supposed to give you not really a true matte finish, but rather to give you more of a natural kind of finish, more perfected, velvet-like. I'm just going to use a little amount. It's not too liquidy, but as you can tell, it's a little bit more runny and milky-like. It's supposed to give you a lot of hydration up to 24 hours. So I think it's a really nice kind of primer if you have dehydrated skin. I do have dehydrated skin on this area of my face, basically the perimeters of my face. I'm more of normal skin right here in the middle of my cheeks where I do have enlarged pores. So it doesn't feel thick, but it's not blurring and it's not giving me, I mean, there's no shimmer, but you can see that shine that it's giving me, that kind of like pearly kind of finish. Very beautiful. I mean, look at this side. It's not super dull this side, but in comparison right here, you can really tell. Now let's go for the Forever Velvet Veil, which is described as a blurring matte primer. Also long wearing, 24 hours, same as the other primer. Now, when it said blurring, I was like, oh, wait a second. Love the idea of blurring because I do have these enlarged pores that they are not very fun. Now, this one has a little bit of a tint, just a tiny bit. But it pretty much goes clear. And you know what? Applying it doesn't feel dry. And it's not really giving me this matte effect that I was thinking it was going to give me. In fact, I feel it more than anything hydrating. I'm just going to apply a little bit more in this area of my face. You know what? It feels, it's not silicone-y, but it feels borderline. I'm reading right here if it has some silicone. It does have some dimethicone, but it's not your thick kind of dimethicone. It's actually more than anything hydrating. I feel that it's very nice because it does have glycerin, which is a great occlusant. First ingredient is water. So it's very hydrating and I feel it more like a moisturizing kind of primer, which I like very much. The Glow Veil, the first ingredient is water. Second ingredient, impressively, is alcohol, but you don't smell any alcohol. And sometimes alcohol is not bad because listen, right after that, right next to it, is glycerin, that again is an occlusant. Squalane, that we know it's really good for fine lines, keep your skin nice and moisturized. So it does have many ingredients that are moisturizing. Yeah, and they are very nice. Now, in terms of like a scent, no, there is no, I smell the candle that I put it back there now, but no, I don't smell any other scent. Now, you think that it may be fair to just go ahead and use a foundation from Dior, but I have the Dior Forever Matte Foundation as well as the Dior Forever Glow Foundation. So both of them, each have a different kind of finish, although to me, both of them, they lean more natural, but I want to try it with a foundation that is not from the line and just try it like that. And then choosing a specific a natural finish foundation. I'm going to go with one that has really surprised me. I really like the finish, is the one by Makeup by Mario, the SURREAL Skin Foundation. And a little bit here. You don't need a lot of this foundation, honestly. It does have really, really nice coverage. And I'm just going to spread it with a sponge. Okay, I want you to take a look right here how the primer, you can still see that glaze kind of finish from the primer. Okay. Now this side right here, as you can tell, it doesn't look dull. It doesn't even look matte. Looking right here on my forehead where I have the driest area on my face, it also looks really good. It doesn't look dry, it looks nice and healthy. I have brought you a little bit closer because now we're going to go with the concealers. So this one is the newer formulated Forever Skin Corrector. I got it again in the shade 2W. Usually I use 2WP because this has a little bit more of a peachy tone, which really helps to cancel out these very dark under eye circles of mine. As you can tell, they are very bluish, greenish, a little bit even reddish in tone, that they are very, very hard to cover. Now, the main difference right here between these two, apparently, according to Dior's website, is basically that this one also has a new aspect to it, which is a brightening effect, which this one didn't have. Also, this is supposed to be a little bit more hydrating than this one over here. Same thing, lightweight, long wearing. We're going to try them. So first, let me go with a 2W, and then the foot applicator is the same. Let me just go ahead and swatch it right here, and we're going to swatch it to 2WP. I want you to remember that because these are not the very, very same shade that I'm going to apply it side by side. And there you have them. Okay, let's go with the new formula on my right hand side. And I'm just going to apply 2 dots right there. And then I'm going to go with the older formulation, again 2WP, and also 2 dots. And to be fair, I'm going to be using the same brushes. They are by Pat McGrath. These are her concealer brushes. So they are exactly the same. Let's go ahead and spread it. So I'm going to go first with this one. There you have it. I mean, you can see definitely there's that hydrating factor. Now with the clean brush, I'm going to go to this side and spread the older version. To me and for my needs, this concealer never had that full coverage that I need. It wasn't enough. That doesn't mean that it's not a good concealer. It's actually one of my favorite concealers, but not an OG because of my needs again. I feel that this one looks a little bit more hydrating than this one. Just by a little. This sets a little bit more natural already. This one is not setting yet. Yeah, and even here on my hand swatch, I mean, you can barely notice that it's not even a ton. It's just being nitpicky. I'm going to apply just another dot just to build the coverage and see how it works. Definitely I can build it up. I can tell this one is more hydrating, like 100%. Now, I don't know if that's gonna be a deal breaker in terms of like longevity. Obviously, we'll have to see. Now, if you know me, you know that I usually do not set my concealer. I set my concealer at times like when it's summertime, or if I really feel I need some help on my concealer. I know the concealer creases and whatnot. So I'm just gonna treat this concealer as if I wasn't recording any videos and I just wanna try it without setting it, period. So I'm gonna just move on. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup. Then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna show to you how everything looks like, and we're gonna do another side-by-side comparison. But then again, you can see that luminosity down there. You see that effect. And on this side, yes, it does have that hydration, but it's not as apparent as this side over here, right? I mean, you have to tell me. You know best. I'm gonna let this completely dry and then we will assess before we go out and about for our day. The entire makeup is completely done. And let me tell you that the main difference that I see right here is that the new formula seems a little bit more hydrating, which is to expect because as you remember when the foundation, the Forever Skin Foundation, both the Glow and Matte formulations were reformulated last year, also at the same time in January. The main thing for Dior is that they changed the foundation to be 96% skincare ingredients, and it's the same thing that it has happened with this concealer. This is 96% skincare ingredients, and it also has this specific ingredient that give a little bit more of a brightening effect under the eye area. Now, definitely you can use this concealer all over the face, and I see that there's not going to be any problems if you spot conceal. I don't see much of a difference right now, except for that moisturizing kind of effect. You can really tell it's not creasing on me. I mean, it has passed a few minutes since I have applied it. I haven't powdered absolutely anything on my face. The only powder product that I'm using is my blush, but even my bronzer is a cream bronzer. Another difference is that this packaging is actually glass, while this one is kind of like a plexiglass. This one makes it just a little bit more luxurious. Not a big difference, but I like the approach that they decided to go with a glass component. Also, this comes in 30 different shades. This one it used to come, I think it was 28 shades, so just a couple other shades. And now there is a price difference. This used to cost $38. This costs $40. In terms of weight, the weight is the same, 11 mLs, which is one of the most generous concealers that it exists in the market. I mean, not only on the luxury world, but if you go to Sephora, most concealers are like half the size of what you get on this product. So basically, you're getting, to me, it has always been one of those concealers that are worth the, I don't even say the splurge, because if you count cost per wear, this is more economic than buying a couple concealers of X brand, say from Sephora. That's that in terms of the concealer. And then for the primers, I mean, I think that you can tell this kind of like pearlized effect. I don't have any highlighter right now. I decided to skip the highlighter just so you can really see the primer, how it peeks through. I really like kind of like glaze effect. It looks very lovely. And then on this side, everything looks really smooth. So to me, this primer is truly doing what it's supposed to do. It actually has to smooth my texture diminish a tiny bit my enlarged pores. It doesn't look glowy, but it looks very, very natural and perfecting. So anyhow, my friends, I'm gonna go out and about for my day, and then already, my friends, I don't know if you can hear the wind, but between the wind and the rain, it's crazy today. So I'm very close to my window, like super close, right next to it. Yeah, because I'm not planning to go outside. It's just raining and so windy, but anyhow, it has passed about 5 hours since I have applied these concealers and primers. So let's go to the first thing, the concealers, okay? So this is the previous concealer, the older version. And as you can tell, this is a problem that I had always had with this concealer, is that it gathers on my fine lines. Is it a problem for me? No, because most concealers, they do. They are not really supposed to be creaseless. It's a cream, and even if you use the least amount of product, they can tend to crease. There's very few that they do not. I have my preference. And this is not like super creasing. I mean, it's not aging me. I just need to tap it and, you know, and it will just smooth it out. I'm not doing it right now because, again, I'm doing this wear test. Now, this is the new concealer. And as you can tell, it's not gathering as much as the older version. Even though I feel like this concealer has more moisturizing agents, as you can tell, it does have this luminous effect. I don't know if you see right here, this kind of like half moon or half circle that looks a little bit more brightening, while this one looks just very even with my skin tone. In terms of the amount of coverage, they look pretty much the same on both sides, but I still need to use always a color corrector when I use this Dior concealer, whether it was the old version, and I'm sure, I mean, I can tell this version too, the new version, I still need to use a color corrector. My under eye circles, they are very dark. They are just super dark, and yeah, I mean, it's really hard. I just have perhaps like three concealers that they do make that magic without a color corrector, or two, even just two. I mean, like, yeah, that much. I know, it's troublesome, but as you can tell, I mean, both of them, they look pretty much the same. If anything at all, is the brightening effect. I mean, obviously I will give you my final thoughts at the very end of this video. It may be just a couple hours right now, so it may be kind of like a 9, almost 10 hours for a test. I don't think I want to push it too long because it gets darker right now that it's winter time. So, and I don't film in natural light. So anyhow, so far, I mean, the day is looking still bright, even though it's rainy and gloomy, but all right, that's that. And then in terms of the primers, I mean, my foundation is looking really nice. As you can tell, this side doesn't look super matte. It just looks natural. But this one has kind of like a pearlescent kind of finish. Do you see right here? Again, I don't have any highlighter, not even cream highlighter, nothing of that. And you see the shine right here. Well, this one is just very natural, like the description says, a velvet kind of finish. And I really like it. It's very, very perfecting. A little bit blurring, definitely. Well, this one, it just gives me that pearlescent kind of peek through the foundation. All right, my friends, I will keep going for my day, and then I will give you my final check-in in a couple hours from now. Okay, my friends, so here to my final thoughts about this new, well, not new, reformulated concealer by Dior. It's getting a little bit late. It's getting gloomy, dark. There's a storm coming. But anyhow, I feel that it doesn't look much different than the older version. If anything, it is just a brightening effect about this new concealer. Also, those other skincare ingredients that makes it a little bit more moisturizing and more hydrating for this very delicate under eye area. Now, my suggestion will be powder it, not because it's creasing or moving much, but as you can tell, I mean, for me, I do have a very hollow under eye area, so it's a little bit more notorious than, you know, it just shows more. I need a color corrector no matter what with this specific concealer. Now, in terms of coverage, I feel that the coverage is, it's equal, pretty much equal, and they have worked pretty well. Honestly, I don't feel like there should be a drama or a concern the reformulation of this specific concealer. Now, in terms of the primers, I'm very impressed about both primers. I really love the Velvet Primer because it doesn't give me a mattify effect. It's still hydrating, but it's super smoothing. So if you want something very perfecting on your skin, you're gonna love this primer, and it doesn't feel heavy. If you have dry skin, combo skin, I mean, you're gonna love it. I don't know about those who have oily skin, although none of these two primers are oily at all and whatsoever. No, no, nothing of that. And then about this glow primer, I'm in love. Look at this kind of glazed donut kind of finish. It looks exquisite. It looks so natural. A glow from within, no highlighter, super healthy. The consistency is lotion-like, and I didn't perceive any scent. Just to for you to be aware of, no scent that I was able to, like this is very like, yeah, no. And if there was any fragrance, I think I read somewhere that the fragrance was like less than 1%. So if there's any fragrance, it's very, very minimal. But I really love how this primer like peeks through the foundation and makes my skin look very healthy. And if you were looking at me in person, honestly, they both look very beautiful. This side looks super perfected, but not in a makeupy way. It looks really, really good. Okay, my friends, and I think this makes it for this video. I'm truly enjoying all these products by Dior. They all perform really well, and both of the primers, I can tell you that they help with the longevity of the rest of my makeup because I didn't powder today. I only have a cream bronzer, a blush. Again, all those products will be in the description box below. So I feel that the primers also help with that, again, the longevity, hydration of my skin, which is very much appreciated. And same thing with this new concealer. There's a lot of hydration under the eye area. I will perhaps most likely powder it just to prevent any creasing, but other than that, it's pretty long wearing. Okay, my friends, now I would love to know from you, have you picked up any of these products already, or you have some of these on your wish list? Which products are you like ready to, okay, I'm gonna give them a go? Let's continue the conversation on the comment section down below. While you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. It will be amazing if you can come and follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. Let's grow our family there. And if you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up because it's super, super important. It really helps me for YouTube to know that, hey, this video is really good and suggested to other people that are looking for these kind of reviews. So I greatly appreciate that. And until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.